Hello there and welcome to Star Wars 1000. Star Wars question of the day: is the Filoniverse leading up to a Thrawn trilogy? We know all these shows that take place in the era between episodes 6 and 7, well, we name it the Filoniverse. We know that it's leading up to some sort of big event. There's some speculation out there that could lead up to the Yuuzhan Vong, and that could be interesting, but I personally think it will lead up to a Thrawn trilogy. Yes, I know it's most likely Thrawn will be in the Ahsoka series, but I feel like to tell a compelling story about Thrawn and like a big adventure, big epic event, I think it needs to be into a movie because I think it needs a big budget. After watching Kenobi, and don't get me wrong, I felt like it was pretty good. I think it lacked some things due to the budget not being as big as it could be, say, for a movie. And to recreate the Thrawn trilogy, and we know that there's so many different characters during this era. We have characters like Ahsoka running around in this era. We have Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, Leia. We could see the trio finally back together on the big screen if they get like the Thrawn trilogy into a movie. Ezra, we could see Luke, Ezra, and Ahsoka all team up. Mando, Boba Fett, you name it. Like, there's so many characters that they could have here, or maybe even Captain Rex. We could see in this movie Luke meeting Anakin for the first time on screen. Ahsoka talking to Anakin. I think Ahsoka will talk to Anakin in her own show. But just imagine what they could do if they made a really awesome Thrawn trilogy. I know it's gonna be a recreate. Maybe add Mara Jade in there in this Thrawn trilogy set of movies. I just think something this epic should be put into a movie and not an episode or some big crossover event on TV. And I think it will lack what it needs in terms of the story, in terms of the action that should be put in there, in terms of the character development. I think we build up the characters in these shows like we get in the Ahsoka show. I don't think there should be too much Thrawn, because I think it should save it for the Thrawn trilogy set of movies, obviously. But in the Ahsoka show, we can find Ezra, we can explore different Rebels characters, have Captain Rex be in there, see what he's doing around this time, maybe have some things going on with Jason Syndulla, have Ahsoka resolved her internal conflict with whatever, I don't know, and maybe explore some of the world between worlds, have Anakin be in there. That should be the Ahsoka show, and it's mainly the Rebel sequel show. But then we get all this character development from the Mandalorian, from the Book of Boba Fett, to, I don't know if the Rangers of the Republic still happening, but all these different shows that take place in between the era episodes 6 and 7 that are made by Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. Get the characters to where they need, so we don't need to like have extreme character development for whenever they do a Thrawn trilogy type of movie and set of movies. I think there should be 3 movies because the story should be epic. And then maybe get a Luke Skywalker show in there too. That would be pretty sick. And get all the characters to where they need to be, and then tell this epic story about Thrawn and this cool epic story that took place in between the era of episodes 6 and 7. And I think it has so much potential. It could be crazy. We could see so many moments between Luke and Ahsoka, all of them working together. And I think just seeing Luke, Han, and Leia all on the same screen, yes, it's not played by Carrie Fisher and Mark Hamill and Harrison Ford. It would be probably really great deep fakes. Maybe have a mix between deep fake and CGI. I think that's the best way to go with these things, to do a mix of both I think that will get the best result. Have this be like a cinematic event. Try to tell a great story in there, and I think that would be really incredible to get all these shows to lead up to like a big movie with a big budget and tell a great compelling story for 3 sets of movies. And I really hope that's where these shows are leading up to, because I don't think it will work if it's told on like a random episode of The Mandalorian. Or maybe this is not leading up to a Thrawn trilogy. Maybe Thrawn will die in the Ahsoka show. I really hope that does not happen. I really hope this is leading up to a Thrawn trilogy, or maybe even the Yuuzhan Vong. I don't dislike them from Legends. I think their story was executed kind of poorly in Legends. I think the storytelling could have been better there. Maybe they could bring them back into the canon tell something interesting. But I think it should be the Thrawn trilogy that they tell in 3 sets of movies. And I really hope this is where it's all leading up to, and that would be so freaking cool. I'm just imagining seeing all these interactions with the characters, all these great storytelling, all this cool stuff with Thrawn. Oh my gosh, the Thrawn trilogy is amazing, and if they could take elements from Legends, take elements from something new, because we have all these different characters alive during the era between episode 6 and 7, like tell something interesting, mix between Legends and something original, I'd lose my mind. Star Wars is great on TV, but I think something like this, get to hear the Force theme in the theaters again, seeing all these characters together, I think it would put a lot of smiles on many fans' faces. And I think we need some positivity in our lives right now, and I think something like this could be very positive, very uplifting, very emotional. And seeing something like this with a big movie budget, it would be spectacular. It'd be like a great experience for all Star Wars fans to see all this stuff happen in the theater and have the budget that it deserves and not be limited by TV. Because like I said, as we saw in the Kenobi series, don't get me wrong, I liked it, I thought it was pretty good, but I felt like it was limited for what it could have been if it had the movie budget and had movie effects and stuff. But it was still pretty good for what it was. But something like this where there should be a lot of characters in it and a lot of effects and CGI and actors that probably cost a lot of money to have, all of that, I think it should be told on a movie screen with a movie budget. And I really hope this is where all this big event is leading up to, like all these different shows. We obviously know that it's leading up to some sort of big event. I'm not sure what it could be besides the Thrawn trilogy or the Yuuzhan Vong. Maybe someone in the comment section has a better idea what it could be leading up to. I honestly haven't. I only can think of the Thrawn trilogy, and I know we're going to be exploring a little bit of Thrawn in the Ahsoka series, but I hope it's not too much of Thrawn, because I want to see more Thrawn in a big event. Alright, so to wrap up the video, may the Force be with you always.